Hello Year 5, I hope you're all still well and are watching our videos. Thank you to the lovely children who have emailed me drawings, they were fantastic. Now, pause the video while you find some paper and a pen to do this maths. This week, I really recommend that you use the White Rose Home Learning videos. Search White Rose Maths and click on Home Learning and then select Year 5. Look at Week 2 percentage lessons, particularly lessons 3, 4 and 5. These lessons and the worksheets will be great for most of you. Good luck. If you want to try something more challenging, here are some of the word problems we would have done at school. Pause the video while you have a go. Well done if you had a go. Here are the answers. If you managed to solve some of them, then fantastic. If not, don't worry, as I'll go through them. Tony earns £600 a week. I spend 3/10 of what I earn on rent for my house. He spends 20% of the amount remaining on a new coat. How much money does the coat cost? First calculate how much Tony spends on rent, which is 3/10 of £600. So you need to divide by the denominator 10 and multiply by the numerator 3. 600 divided by 10 is 60, and 60 multiplied by 3 is 180. So Tony spends £180 on rent. To calculate what is remaining, you need to subtract his £180 rent from the £600 which he earns. This gives you £420 left over. Now, you need to calculate 20% of 420. 20% is equivalent to 2/10. So divide 420 by 10, which is 42, and then multiply by 2, which is 84. So his coat costs £84. Well done if you managed to work this out. Jack has £55. He spends 3/5 of his money on a coat and 30% on shoes. How much does he have left? First, calculate 3/5 of his money, which was £55. Divide by the denominator 5 and multiply by the numerator 3. So, 55 divided by 5 is 11, and 11 multiplied by 3 is £33. Jack spends £33 on the coat. Now calculate the cost of the shoes, which is 30% of £55. Remember that 30% is equivalent to 3/10. This time it's easier to multiply by the numerator 3 and then divide by the denominator 10. 55 multiplied by 3 is 165. 165 divided by 10 is £16.50. Jack spends £16.50 on shoes. Now, calculate his total spend by adding the cost of the coat and shoes. £16.50 add £33 is £49.50. So Jack has spent a total of £49.50. But we need to know how much Jack has left over. So subtract this £49.50 from his original £55. Remember to exchange. So Jack has £5.50 left. Tom is playing a maths game. These are his scores on 3 different levels. Level A, 440 points out of 550. Level B, 210 points out of 300. Level C, 45 points out of 90. At which level did he have the highest success rate? Look at level A. 440 points out of 550 gives you the fraction 440 over 550. Now, the trick with these is to try to make the denominator into 10, because then you can easily turn the fraction into a percentage. So if you divide both the numerator and the denominator by 10, it is equivalent to 44 over 55. 44 and 55 can both be divided by 11 to give you 4/5. Now, double the numerator and the denominator to get 8/10, which is equivalent to 80 over 100, which is equivalent to 80%. Now look at B. 210 out of 300 gives you the fraction 210 over 300. Remember that you want to turn the denominator into 100 in order to find the equivalent percentage. If you divide the numerator and denominator by 3, you get the equivalent fraction 70/100ths, which is equivalent to 70%. Now look at C. 45 out of 90 gives you the fraction 45 over 90. Some of you will spot that this is equivalent to half. If you didn't, think about how to turn the denominator into 10. You can divide the denominator and numerator by 9 to give you the equivalent fraction 5/10, which you know is 50%. Now look at each of the percentages. 80% is the highest percentage, so he had the highest success rate at level A. Here are the answers from last week's fraction problems. Well done if you managed to solve some. If not, don't worry, as I'll go through them. Count the red squares. So there are 8 red squares out of 18 squares altogether, which is 8/18. You could turn that into 4/9 if you want to. Now divide the blue rectangle into equal parts, which gives you 5 blue squares out of a total of 12 squares. That is 5/12. On these problems, you need to find equivalent fractions using the largest denominator. In A, change 1/2 into 3/6, which gives you 3/6 add 3/6, which is 6/6, or 1 whole. In B, choose 15 as your denominator. So you will have 6/15 add 7/15 add 9/15 add 80/15, which equals 30/15, which is equivalent to 2 wholes. In C, choose 10 as your denominator. 1 whole is 10/10. 1/5 is 2/10. 10/10 subtract 2/10 is 8/10. Now subtract the 3/10, which gives you 5/10, which is equivalent to half. Maisie buys 5 boxes of 12 eggs, so you need to multiply 5 by 12, which is 60. She uses 18 eggs, so subtract 18 from 60, which leaves 42 eggs. To find the fraction, write 42 over the total number of eggs, which was 60. This gives you 42/60ths. Some of you will notice that you can divide both the numerator and denominator by 6, which gives you the equivalent fraction 7/10. Well done if you managed this. Change all the fractions so they have the same denominator. Choose tenths because 10 is the largest denominator. 1/5 is equivalent to 2/10. 3/5 is equivalent to 6/10, and 1/2 is equivalent to 5/10. Now you can easily see that 2/10 add 3/10 add 5/10 makes 10/10, which is equivalent to 1. So the answer is 1/5 add 3/10 add 1/2. With the second set of fractions, use the denominator 18. 4/9 is 8/18. 1/3 is 6/18. 1/6 is 3/18. Choose the largest fraction and the smallest fraction to give you the greatest difference, which is 8/18 and 3/18. So the answer is 4/9 and 1/6. Half of Imran's number is equal to 2/5 of Tim's number. Look at the bar model. Divide Imran's bar so that each half looks like 2/5 of Tim's bar. Now put the bars together to make a total 144. If you count the squares, you have 9 squares altogether. So divide the total 144 by 9. 14 divided by 9 is 1 remainder 5. And 54 divided by 9 is 6. So each square is worth 16. Imran's number is 4 of these squares. So multiply 16 by 4, which is 64. So Imran's number is 64. This was really tricky, so well done if you got any of it right. I hope you enjoyed doing maths this week, and I'll see you again on video next week. Take care, everyone. Bye.